All right, example 2. Zeke is racing his little brother Nico. They're running a total of 30 yards, and Zeke gives Nico a 24-second head start. Woof, 24-second head start. That's important. Zeke runs 2 yards every second, so let's do Zeke in light blue. Zeke runs 2 yards each second, but Nico only runs 1 yard every 2 seconds. X is the number of seconds, which they tell us here that they have been racing, and Y represents the distance from the start line. So we need to fill out a table, we need to write equations, and then graph. Okay, so this is similar to our first problem, naturally, just a little bit more involved with like a table and a graph. So you can start by filling out the table if you want, or you can start by writing the equations. I'm more of an equation person, so it makes more sense to me to make the equation, and then I can use the equation to fill in the table. However, if you're more of a mental person and can think it through, go ahead, fill in the table first. All right, so I'm going to start with Zeke. So Zeke, if X is the number of seconds, so Zeke runs 2 yards every second. So Zeke, Y is the distance. So Y equals 2 yards every second. Boom. And then Nico. Nico runs only 1 yard every 2 seconds. So if he runs 1 yard every 2 seconds, that would mean he runs half a yard per second. 1 yard every 2 seconds means 1/2 of a yard per 1 second. And that's just finding a unit rate. That's old school unit rate. Divide by 2, divide by 2. 1/2 yards per 1 second. I'll just fill this in red because then it matches per 1 second. Okay, so now we need to look at the head start. And like we talked about in the last one, make sure you're not just putting in, 24-second head start. You're not just going to be putting in plus 24. It's how far can Nico go in 24 seconds? How far can Nico go in 24 seconds? So what did we say about Nico? Nico is running 1 yard every 2 seconds, or it takes him half a yard for 1 second. So 24 seconds, that means he's going 12 yards. And I get that by doing 24 times 1/2. Okay, so that means I'm going to put that plus 12 for the number of yards, not the number of seconds, on Nico's equation. All right, so let's go ahead and fill out the table. At 0 seconds, they tell us that Zeke has not left yet, because that makes sense because Nico's getting a head start. And Nico is 12. Oh, that makes sense as to where my 12 came from over here. 12 yards ahead. At 2 seconds, Zeke is going to run, and I'm just plugging this in. 2 times 2 is 4. Nico, at 2 seconds, if I plug in 2 for X, 2 times 1/2 is 1 plus 12, Nico's 13. At 6 seconds, 6 times 2 for Zeke is 12. And then at 6 seconds for Nico, 6 times 1/2 is 3, 12, 13, 14, 15. Boom. Boom, table filled out. Check mark. Write equations,